Here we go. Just as I predicted, now we're playing with the big stuff. The N word, that is, the nuclear word, is now being used front and center all over the world. This situation was caused by us. It's what happens when you have incompetent people running your government. All I can say to you is, right now, drop down and pray. This
All right. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahawah by Hashem, Require Hokadash. Double honors to apostles of GMS and sincere shalom to the brothers out there pushing this truth and sincerity. Sorry. And what I have here, it says Justin Trump tells citizens to drop down and pray over nuclear fears. Right? There we go. So, they saying that they're not holding it back. They saying that this is their fault. And of course, they're going to pin it on him, as far as on. Actually, they're gonna pin it on both of them, as far as Biden and Trump, for everything that escalating. And people don't understand. They're just the figureheads, and or should I say, they're more so the puppets. And the puppeteers, the ones that's holding the string, is telling them what to do and what not to do. Even when it comes to social media is a big thing because they control the narrative of how people can think. Because they're the same ones that can put bots on there and say such and such happened in this area and it never happened. Or they'll set up a catastrophe and they'll come with a solution. Or just like even with this whole war thing, with World War III becoming a thing, they're setting up all sorts of scenarios, and then they'll get your public, or should I say puppet leaders, and on the social media and give up this whole big speech about nothing. And people start believing in it. People start believing there's a hope and there's going to be a change. It won't be the change that people's looking for. That's the thing. So the change the people are looking for is not there. The change that they're going to get is a lot of martial law, a lot of businesses being shut down, and all sorts of stuff. So even Salakia, even when you go into Matthew 24:6, he says when it says ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, that scripture wasn't lying. We done heard rumors of wars, plenty of rumors of wars, and then there was plenty of wars. Because guess what? That was wars. A lot of wars a lot of them wasn't even mentioned, but it was going on because guess what? They have history of it. They have the records of it. You could go online and check how many wars America's been in. America can't deny it because it's in their list. A lot of these wars that nobody was taught, well, guess what? They are there. So I'm going to restart this, and I might go like halfway, just for everybody to see.
Here we go. Just as I predicted, now we're playing with the big stuff. The N word, that is, the nuclear word, is now being used front and center all over the world. This situation was caused by us. It's what happens when you have incompetent people running your government. All I can say to you is, right now, drop down and pray.
No, I'm gonna stop there again. Only because he said this place is ran by the Slakia. The government is ran by incompetent people. Now, again, this is just a front, but we also know that's a shot at these other countries for their governments as well. And he's mainly addressing this one because guess what? A lot of people he's going off based off of a lot of hate towards the American government, anyways. Because this is the one place that's confused. They'll be like, "Oh, I hate our government because blah 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 blah," but they'll still accept that money. They'll still accept living and making sure this place, or hoping that this place becomes great again. But was not the government messed up before? Because I remember how I used to hear, I even heard it from the older people that the government was messed up then. So what's the difference now? Hell, they played it in their movies a lot of times, even all the way back to the movies before I was born. They was telling how the government was corrupt then. So what's the difference now? So this is actually, I'm gonna get Proverbs 1:26. It says, "I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me." And so that's the whole train. Well, yeah, that's the whole train of these people, basically, because who's going to laugh at these people? He's already laughing at these people. But that even goes into the 2/3. I'm not the 2/3. Yeah, just 2/3 of our people. But that also goes into these false camps as well. That's sold under to these bastards, because guess what? They believe in that money. That money is like uh, their hope for the society. They're another ones. But when that destruction hit, or let's even go back a little bit further. When that dollar crashes, what can they say then? What are they gonna do? They're not gonna keep up that farce for long. You may even have some of them that are protected from the martial law when it happens, because guess what? They belong unto Esau at this point. So let's explain it a little bit more.
Does Joe Biden understand that the reason NATO currently exists loaded up with cash is because President Donald J. Trump insisted that delinquent nations, of which there were many, carry their own weight and pay their fair share? If not, I insisted, we will not protect them from the evil empire. We will not do it. The money came pouring in after decades of non-payment and abuse. I haven't heard Joe say, thank you, President Trump, for the...
So there it is. It basically, actually, I'm gonna read this. This is Matthew 12:26. It says, "And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?" Now, Slovakia, this is more than just Donald Trump against Biden. That's just a setup. For all we know, they could be fucking going out for dinner and shit. But this is also towards America, towards against other countries, because they bullied them into this whole treaty of NATO. They bullied them into making, they're actually putting them to make them put money into their investment, and then when they can't take it no more, or they mess up, they put sanctions on them. But when they start breaking off, then now you're starting to see China start to back off, because Russia backed off, or at least he backed out of the NATO. China's backed out of the NATO. Now you're starting to get all these other countries backing out. So now America has a problem. So how is their kingdom going to stand if they have this problem? Well, that's a good question. They don't, because it's already been prophesied for this place to fall, and these people still have these hopes. You can hear it. At least from where I'm living, I still hear people talking about get Biden out of office, bring Trump in there. He'll make this place better again, because we may have hated him when he was in office, but at least he did something. But that doesn't mean he did it out of betterment of these people. I mean, granted, he made some things. He did some quote unquote good things, but that doesn't always last for long, because guess what? There's always more problems behind it. So here, this is Ecclesiastes 12:3, it says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble," right? "And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened." And there you go. These people, and we're already seeing it. When that whole virus hit, people was losing jobs left and right. Hell, I even lost my job. Well, yeah, I lost my job because my job shut down because of that whole virus. And I did what a lot of other people had to do: unemployment. So when all this starts happening, and what is it? When that whole thing with Russia happened, I'm sorry, the whole Ukraine thing, they pinned the prices going up because of Ukraine. When this place had nothing to do with Ukraine. That whole fight was between Russia and Ukraine. But guess what? Our prices went up. I wonder why. Because their profit for war always skyrockets. They make money off of that shit. They got to send out money to make more money. Even if that's making money off its own resources from the people that works in this society. So be prepared for more jobs to be shut down. Because, hey, here in America, what was it? There's a list of stores that actually shut down, went to China. Why? Because China is in debt. I'm sorry, America's in debt to China. Yeah, Macy's, Toys R Us. Actually, let's see. Hold up. Let's see how many stores went to China. Not out of business. I have a whole list of that. No, they started putting Walmart over there too. So I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up over there. Trying to see what's the list. Okay, as far as I'm seeing, there's Blockbusters, Toys R Us, Nike, or at least I guess their products of Nike is going over there. A lot of Apple wear. Let's see. There's a few other ones on that I know of, but they're not on this list. But they say there's more. I didn't know about this one. The U.S. Suns went over there too. Sports Authority, Macy's. You talking about Barnes and Noble is about to go over there. So yeah, that's a whole list of stores that basically was shut down just because they don't make a profit no more. So be aware for a lot of jobs shutting down. And a lot of people were having to be stuck in home trying to find more jobs, or you just can't find jobs at all, so they become homeless. Because there'll be some jobs out there they ain't hiring nobody because they got too full of a staff. So with all this going on, World War III is definitely going to be a thing, and all the things that come with World War III is definitely problematic. So that's all I had going to that. Little one, this was Edifying with that Shalom.